was somebody's request, so we will show somebody a little man before we're done. Anyway, back to fixing this thing. So right now, like I said, they don't match, so I need to add in an extra row. So we're going to need our little tiny baby rings made out of paper clips. I'm just going to go ahead and open. And open. Which to me is just faster than a second set of pliers, but it does bother your fingers, so a lot of people don't like it. I can and have done a car, but just a little tiny car. And a rat on skates. And a windmill. And a lot of other things. I've been at this a very long time. My windmill is still one of my favorites. I don't know if it's my favorite. I don't actually have a favorite. But the windmill was the first thing I made that had moving parts. Which, when you're completely 100% made out of paper clips, having anything moving is... Well, that's not easy to pull off. But, yeah, we've made a lot of things. Why are your nails like that? Because I ate them. And they were tasty. And they were good. And I'll do it again. And again. Where's my bag? Hold on. My bag of crap. I mean, I wish I could say it's something else. No, that's a bag of crap. I gotta finish this organizing. I'm only halfway. Now, the rack was a huge step on the organizational attempt, but we're still a long way. Where the hell did my bag go? Okay. We're going to move on from that bag, even though I know I had another glove in there. We'll do this real quick for those of you who have not seen this. I don't know if you're my biggest fan. Why is he breathing heavy? Because the mic is about a ½ inch from my face. I can get closer. Oh, Lordy, y'all crack me up. Just remember, I came from the doctor. I'm good. Got my health exam last week. All my levels is fine. I'm not even pre-diabetic. I do have elevated blood pressure, though. So we're going to get that checked out. But everything else is good. Sodium's fine. Everything else. All right, so. Small rings. Giant copper rings. Exact same pattern. One's just bigger than the other. I always forget which side I cut this thing to go on. Doesn't matter if you go in small or large, still gotta do the chainmail shimmy to get it on. Which is kind of hard to do at this angle, but we're doing it anyway. Chainmail shimmy! Chainmail shimmy! There we go. So that's more of a half sleeve at this point. I've either got it on the YouTube channel or I have it in the testing chainmail channel. But there is a video of me using this thing to beat some watermelons to death, and this version of the glove, which is literally the exact same pattern, just bigger rings, is quite dangerous. It's quite dangerous. So there's your ring size. So we made this whole thing in about an hour because these rings are massive, whereas this one took 20 hours. So that's just the size difference. I mean, just look at like 1 square inch of this and how many rings are in 1 square inch versus. That's why it's very hard when somebody says, how long does one take? There's way too many variables to ever answer that question. What is my favorite color? At the moment, I think it's blue. I don't know, but I seem to be making a lot of blue crap lately. Don't ask me when the American flag will be done, but we are getting there, just not recently. I did have a good idea for an American flag jelly cube, though. But I've made so many jelly cubes lately, I feel I really need to get back to other projects. But I was thinking blue top layer on that side. We do the connecting pieces white, but the outer rings blue, so that you got the stars, and then you got red and white layers. It makes sense. Y'all just can't visualize. I do, and on YouTube we actually have virtual reality tutorials so that you can get even bigger rings. Bigger rings. I would do the stuff, in the VR live, but I do not have that capability. All right, back to the glove. No, they are definitely not microwave proof. How do you get your ring so circle? We will do it again because we're going to need this many rings anyway. So for these little tiny rings for this one, we use this little baby nail. That's what those rings come from. We will make some more of those. Straightened paperclip, pre-straightened. I straightened the last one here. I'll straighten another one. I mean, I'm assuming everybody knows how to straighten a paperclip, but you'd be surprised when people actually ask me, how'd you get a paperclip so straight? All right, straight. Step 1, straighten paperclip. I really need to get some shirt merchandise made that just says straighten paperclip. Or step 2, wrap around metal rod. I think that would make a good t-shirt. Step 2, wrap around metal rod. There will be a lot of confused folks, but I think I could actually sell some of that merch. All right, so step 2, wrap around metal rod. It's so hard to sell anything I make because it's not a product, it's art, and that's the difference. I mean, this little cube right here, giant rings, 2.5 hours. Skittles took about, I don't know, we did that on live. It was at least an hour, but I don't think it was much more than that. Demetrius, 20 minutes here. I'm sorry, Gaspardi. God, I'm sorry. A glove, 20 hours. A ball takes surprisingly a lot. Steve, I have no idea. Bob, I'm going to be dead before I finish Bob. Get your ass over there. Take your legs. Alright, so step 2. Wrap around metal rod. The ball does bounce, which is actually surprising to me, but it is kind of like made of springs and coils. See if I can catch this. I don't think I will. Yeah, it's going. Oh, Lordy. We love to take care of our stuff on this channel. Yeah, I mean, the good thing is it's made of steel, because people don't realize paper clips are made out of steel. So, they're very durable. Moving on. There's a video somewhere of us using the chainmail belt that I gave away, which I'm still pissed off about that. Lifting up 80 pounds of weights. Surprisingly strong for paper clips. What is your YouTube channel? It is Paperclip Kodo. I don't have a price on Steve. Ignore me, dog. It's just me throwing paper clips at the wall. It's okay. You can hear it downstairs barking. I don't know. I'll find something. It can't be the American flag jelly cube, though, because if I do that job next, which I really shouldn't because I've spent way too much time making jelly cubes lately, that has to go to Gavin, since he's the one that originally came up with the American flag idea, which led to Brandon, which led to me cutting off Brandon's head and scrapping that project, which then led to this project, which I decided to make way too big. So I've been waiting on that one for a while. Can you make one wings? I'm going to need a repeat on that one. Let's see here. Trash Boat, you did good. You came in star. We'll make you something, Trash Boat. At the very least, we'll get you your own jelly cube. You were right there at the beginning, man. You were just spitting them out, Trash Boat. Thank you, Dawn. I do need as many YouTube subscribers as I can possibly get. You would be surprised. You would think somebody with 137,000 TikTok subscribers would find it very easy to get 1,000 YouTube subscribers, but it's not. It's a lot of work for some people to switch apps and hit a button. I know. But that's okay. We'll stay here on TikTok until we manage to actually build some kind of following up over there. It's whatever. Can you make angel wings? I have not tried to make angel wings. I am going to have to make wings for Bob. So that's going to be an endeavor. But, yeah, I have not tried to do angel wings, but I really do need to figure out how to do big size wings, because I'm going to need to. I mean, Bob's wings are going to have to be like 12 feet long. Thank you, Nata. I know, but for whatever reason, 137,000 followers last I checked, and still can't get 1,000 people to sign up. Thank you, Connor. Right now we are fixing this glove, which I intentionally destroyed to teach y'all how to make this glove out of paper clips. It's a cube jelly. Can I powder coat the steel? Okay, so that's the next question. Do I make the next jelly cube for the American flag out of the steel, but color it? Or out of the paper clips? The only reason I want to say steel is because it would be so much bigger and cool looking in my hand to have a giant one. Even if it was going to damn Gavin McGoffer. I mean, if I don't get to keep it, I should probably make it out of paper clips. I'll do it out of paper clips. Alright, moving on. I get sidetracked a lot. I know, see, that is my whole point of asking for the tips, because I have a very loyal following on my live shows. I get, people all the time. It tells you when you're done with your live shows. It'll give you a little message that'll tell you, hey, you had whatever percentage more than other TikTokers with a similar following for your live show. And it's like every night I'm in like 98th and 99th percentile. And yet I never show up on a leaderboard, no verification request, no nothing. Because I don't ask for tips, which is getting old, TikTok. Fix your algorithm. Come up with one of your ranking leaderboards for people that actually have people who watch them. But that's not what they care about. So again, we intentionally cut this one extra row, which means these two rows cannot be joined together. So before I can join it together, I need to make one additional row on this side. So grab it anywhere, grab yourself a ring, and I do mean anywhere. So let's intentionally go here, and go through one, and go through two. And close that up. Okay. Now obviously there's a whole bunch missing on that, but it really doesn't matter what order you go in. Okay, so now let's just go ahead and pick these two. Again, completely random. It doesn't matter. And as you start to fill it in, you'll start to see where the missing ring should go. So one more ring goes between those two, and that goes 1 and 2, and that'll be done. I mean, really, the only way to learn is to grab yourself some jump rings, make them, whatever you got to do, and try it. I mean, you can spend all day looking at a project, and then 10 minutes trying to do it yourself, and suddenly you'll be amazed that you figure it out. I ate them. They were good. If I send gifts, you get money? Yes. Yes, I do. I'd much rather have the rankings on the leaderboard than money. And that might sound stupid, but that leads to more viewers and more followers and yada, yada, yada. But if you look at the number of views that we have on this channel, the number of likes we have on this channel versus the number of followers we have on this channel, you will see a huge disconnect. And by that I mean it's a lot. And then you find somebody else who's got a similar number of followers, and you look at their stats, you'll see that their stats are actually a lot worse. But I am further down the leaderboards because I don't ask for the money. Because TikTok is a bitch. Can you make me a glove for free? No. So again, the problem with the glove is not that I can't make gloves for people. It's that I have to be there in person. Because once you get to this step, it requires a lot of measuring. It's not just a simple matter of you send me a measurement in the mail and it works. It really isn't. I mean, I've made gloves from scratch on this channel before with bigger rings, quicker, and it takes forever. Sometimes it takes as long to get that final measurement down as it does to get the rest of the sheet. But before you can learn to run, you need to learn how to walk. So you need to make just a sheet of this stuff. Just make a sheet. And really, you will use the sheet at some point for something. So it doesn't have to be measured just for the glove. You can make it just like fabric. Make it bigger than it needs to be. Make a whole 5x5 sheet of shit, and then you just cut to pieces when you need it, just like you would with fabric. Have I ever made a chainmail ring? Yes, I have. They take about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on pattern and ring size. We've done a lot of those. A lot of those. I don't know where my bag of junk projects is right now, or I put one on. Hold on. I know I looked at this already once. That's not one. That's not one. That's a thimble. That's some initials. I don't know. I don't remember who OC was. Oh, I found my sights from my old Grim Reaper figurine. I don't know where the Grim Reaper is anymore, though. Whatever the hell that thing is. All right, let's talk failures, because you're going to fail. Because you're going to fail. Oh, Lordy. I get asked this question more than you would suspect, but they ask me, do you ever screw up? And the answer is yes. Now, this is a pattern called Persian. This is much, much, much more complicated than that is. But this was supposed to be another glove. You will see the familiar shape right there. I made all this Persian, and it is now useless because I didn't think it through. So in order to make this, you have to add the ring on this side, and then you have to add the ring on that side, which is fine until you go to connect it. And once you go to connect it on the back side here, you can't get into the middle to attach it all the way through. So this was a waste, but I'm still not trashing it because it's a fine sheet of Persian if I ever need it for another project. I just didn't think that went all the way to the end. Let's see here. There's a guy doing a handstand with a letter M. I don't know what that was for. Robin Hood. I know I got a ring here somewhere, damn it. There's the shirt. My least favorite project of all time. Crappy proof of concept butterfly knife, which does actually function. It's just the blade doesn't look like shit. But it is made out of paper clips, so there's that. Oh, Lord. So here's a pyramid. Okay, if I didn't leave the... Hey, I found the bag. Bag of unsorted junk projects. There we go. Okay, it's a reindeer. Oh my God, Rudolph lost his nose. That's what happens when you throw him in a bag. That's a Rondo bracelet. My elephant's ear is stuck. This is another 4-in-1 glove. This was the Thanos Glove. We made this one on live. I think this one took about 5 hours. Much bigger rings. Oops. I had it right the first time. Got to make sure I get the colors in the proper order. God. We've done keychains as well. I still need to add a couple rows. It's a bit short. I do like gloves. Ellie the elephant. There we go. That's a ring. So that is a ring made out of paper clips, but it's also the exact same pattern we're doing here on the glove. That is 4-in-1. That's all it is. Just one band of 4-in-1. Just, colors. Oh, what else we got in here? Got a wire gauger. Hey, I found an A. So clearly I was trying to spell mama. I have no idea what that project was going to. There's a little amulet keychain thingy. Marcus. Brandon with his head chopped off. It's Rondo bracelet, but that was a little bit too big. I can't pull off that look anymore. Santa Claus. Little guy holding a heart-shaped balloon. Loki with his Tesseract. 4-in-1, but colors. Alright, back to the project at hand, because we are getting way too sidetracked even for me. This thing, I don't know. I was practicing shapes. That was back when I first started. Oh, Lordy. Alright, get out of here. M-A. Ma? I was trying to spell something. It's got to be M-A something. Mandy? My live schedule is I go live whenever the hell I feel like it. Today was a scheduled one, but they're not usually scheduled. Now, let me get all this crap out of here. Back to fiction. Marcus is still purple, although I might add another coat to him. He's a little thin. I'm glad I got my Willy magnetic roller thing. That's gonna make picking up all this garbage easy. Okay. So once you got your extra little bit there, now your rows match. So now they can be connected for the final part. Open. Okay, once you've got it open, like so, one thing you're going to notice is that now it is what I consider to be upside down, which is, okay, normal, upside down. I know that might not look like anything to y'all, but it is different. Once you've been doing this a while, you'll learn. So if it looks a little weird to you, flip it inside out. It's ambidextrous. It doesn't matter. Now if I line it up, hey, now it looks proper to my eyes. That's just me. Anyway, I know everybody's got a certain direction that they think is the correct way. That's how I feel it's the correct way. Okay, so now that our rows evenly match and can be... We did rip it. This was a full glove before. We ripped it just so we could fix it on live. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put in 1 and 2. Doesn't matter what 2 you start with, but it does have to match the other side. So we put 2 on the top just to make it easier. Grab these 2, and we're going to go on 1 and 2, the first 2. 1 and 2. Now that ring has got 4 rings on it, hence the name 4 and 1. So we're going to grab it, and we're going to close. Hey, and the glove is now back. I did not make this. That is a custom order. I mean, not a custom order. There's a tool specifically for this task. This is a pattern called Aura. This is the only second time I've used that one, and I do not recommend it. It is a nightmare. It's still the only thing I found that really makes the stars look like stars, but I didn't realize how big of a slow pain in the ass it was going to be. It takes me a half hour to do 1 star on that flag. So many connecting points for each little star. A jelly cube. What is a jelly cube? It is a gelatinous cuboid. Oh, Lordy. It's a gelatinous cuboid. It's this thing. We do not sell, we just give away. So it is basically a square of chainmail that is jelly. If you put it in slow motion, there's a couple of slow-mo videos on my channel, you'll see it. It looks very jelly in slow-mo. And if you are, how do you do that? I missed the start. Are you going to switch technique for the white and red? Yes, and that is a very valid question that took me a long time to figure out. But you'll notice that we switched between Aura and 4-in-1, except it looks a little different. So this is 4-in-1, this is 8-in-2. It is the exact same thing as 4-in-1, it's just double the rings. So everywhere that I put one ring, we put 2. 8-in-2 is also called King's Mail. I'm assuming because Kings had it. I could be wrong. But I had to spend a very, 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 very long time to figure out in what freak show of the imagination order I could attach these two to get those two different patterns, which have nothing to do with one another, to merge. That was a nightmare, and I have to do that around the entire edge of it once I get all the flags. But I would have done the red and the white stripes with the Aura, but unfortunately, after I started this, I realized that the pattern was off. So there is, on a flag, 9 rows of stars. So if I continued the Aura, there would have to be 9 rows of red and white on the side. But there isn't. There's 7. There's 7. So it's not possible to do the red and white in the same pattern unless I have too many stars on the flag, and my brain will not allow me to do that, so we figured out how to put King's Mail on the edge, and then we're switching. We're switching to the outer ring. One thing you learn if you stick around for this channel for any length of time is that we do things as difficultly as we can possibly come up with. That's what the stripes will look like. You don't enter the giveaway, I just decide how I'm going to do it, and then I tell y'all how to enter it. Usually the giveaways are done by me just posting a video and telling you I'm doing a giveaway, and then somebody comments on it, and then I put your names in a number sequence, and then I spin the Wheel of Fortune wheel there, and if your number comes up, you win it. There's 3 numbers because there's lots of people, so you got to spin it. There's a process. There's a process. How do you make rings from paper clips? That would be step 2, which I still think would be a fantastic shirt idea. Wrap around metal rod. I'm telling you, man, I need a merch vendor. Anybody know any good merch vendors who can make me some t-shirts to sell? I think I could make me some t-shirts now. Step 1, straighten paper clip. Step 2, wrap around metal rod. You got to come up with a step 3. Repeat. No, it's not repeat. Danny Marie, you ain't never won nothing. You've been around for a while. I'll give you something. I'll find something for you, Danny. I just took a screen grab so I don't forget it. Just start mass producing jelly cubes. Everybody seems to like jelly cubes. Kind of can't go wrong with the jelly cube. Dun, 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 dun. Oh Lord. I do say that a lot. Alright. So it is now restored, but if you'll notice it's a little weak right here, so you just gotta keep adding more to it until you get into that nice triangle formation. So basically I wanna keep going and fill all this in. But you notice now, straight, angled. The 2 rows are going away from each other. So even if I keep that going, it's not going to line up perfectly. It's going to be a gap. So you can only really tighten it to about here. And then you're either going to end up with a weird connection, or you're just going to leave that as the opening. And we're going to choose to leave that as the opening because I liked it like that. Just finished a jelly cube in 18 gauge, 1/8 bright aluminum there at... This man said 18 gauge aluminum. Look, I'm happy that you made the jelly cube, really. I'm very proud of you. But 18 gauge aluminum will, well, it'll crumple if you do this. Steel won't. Aluminum will. Da-da-da-da. I still gotta buy a watermelon so I can beat the watermelon to death with the cube. The glove I threw earlier is still intact and fine. The jelly cube I just threw, not a scratch on it. I do have enough rings to make another one. But I kind of want to color it. So if you're new to the channel and you're not aware, all of this used to be silver. We make it turn colors. Oh, this one? Or are you talking about Jacob, my other one? My other one's actually downstairs. I'm not going to grab Jacob right now. That's the one that everybody hates because I put the purple before the blue. I wasn't planning on adding 6 colors to it when I started, so the color's off. I can't do anything about it now. I'm not going back. It's going to keep growing forever. I mean, I like aluminum fine for sculptures. If you're going to wear it or play with it, it's just aluminum is weak in 18 gauges. For reference, this is a paper clip. This is thicker than 18 gauge. Where's 18 gauge? Oh, no, we are 18 gauge. Okay, so we're about 18 gauge with the paperclip. Yeah, not going to 19. So yeah, so your aluminum is about the same thickness as the paperclip. It's just aluminum. I said that earlier. We gonna do this shit. I gotta figure out the math though. So what I want to do is I want to do the top row as a blue sheet with white for the connectors in the middle. And the bottom is also a blue sheet, and then we do like these in the middle connecting as white. Primary row red, so it goes white, red for the stripes in the middle. But I kind of want to figure out what size cube I would need to equal exactly 50, 1, 2, 3, 4. So like this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to need to do some math on that because I want 50. Now, technically, there's 2 rings here. I could count each of them 2, but I don't want the gap. This is called a jelly cube. I made it like 5 lives in a row. That's what I keep saying. I like the jelly cubes, but I've been going a little crazy with the jelly cubes. I probably need to get back some of my other projects. So a 4 by 4 by 4 would be an extra row this way and an extra row that way. I think a 6 by 6 by 6 would be too many stars. But I will do the math and figure it out because we're going to make that happen. And then we're giving it away to Gavin McGolfer. I did not get the idea of a jelly cube. TikTok gave me the idea of the jelly cube because y'all kept coming into my live show and saying, hey, have you made a jelly cube? 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 And I said, no. But then I looked at a picture of a jelly cube. And once you've been doing chainmail for a while, majority of patterns you can figure out how to replicate. It is not that difficult. Are there some weaves that I cannot replicate just from looking at a picture? Yes, I am not some kind of magical person. But for the vast majority of weaves, there's only so many different techniques. It's just what order are they attached in. And a lot of the time, you can just look at a picture and replicate. You do have to have a good picture, usually. Making things out of paperclip, for me, is called paperclip art. You can call it whatever you like. How much material is in one glove? That is a good question. We did the math on that. But I don't remember the answer. Good thing is, it's not that hard math to do. Now, we are just going to estimate. We are not going to count every single ring here because we will be here a while. And we will pretend that that is a complete void and not count any of that little piece that's sticking out the end. I mean, I guess we can, but we're not going to. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So 32 up. I need a pen. I never have a pen. A marker? Hey, I got a marker. Paper? Oh, Lordy. All right. So 32 up. Fold this over. Again, this won't be a perfect count, but we're going to do it anyway. So we got the middle row that's on the spine, and we got the middle rows on that spine. So that's going to be 2. 3, 4. I'm sorry. We'll get back to the 2. We'll add those in later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, but it's 29 times 2. So that's 48 plus the one on the sides and the one on that side. So we got an even 50 across. All right. It's double because you got to go back and front. All right. Whoever's got my calculator. I mean, obviously, I could write this out on a piece of paper, but I'm too lazy for that. Did I say? Yeah, it is 58. You're right. Wait. No, it was 58 plus the 2 on the side, so it's 60. The math on a jelly cube, I have a spreadsheet for that because I was very interested in the math on a jelly cube. I'll get that in a minute. So, 60 times 32. What's my answer? Da-da-da-da, 60 times 32. I know somebody's got a calculator built into their phone. I do too, but it would cause me to pause the live screen, and I could write it out, but I'm not going to because I have this many people. It is a number. Yeah, 334 at 8. 1920 sounds a lot more reasonable. Okay, y'all. Oh, come on now. There can't be this many people in this room that don't know how to do some basic math. 32. I do it with me now, y'all. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 6 is 12. We're going to put the 0 down there. I need more paper. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 6 is 18. That's 1. That's 8. And we go down there. That's a 0. That's a 2. That's an 8. That's a 9. And it is 1920. That was not that hard. All right. So 1 glove is 1920. So now you guys can use your calculator skills again. This is what you're going to put in. 1920 divided by 8. That's on average how many rings I get per paper clip. So 1920 divided by 8. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. It is not 3840. It is not 17. Oh, Lord, y'all's math skills, that's what. Oh, man. It is a smaller number. I'm going with Shijitsu's number. I know whenever anybody used to ask me the number, the answer was always fucking 4. It's the 4. It doesn't matter what the question is, the answer was always 4. 240. All right. So 1 glove is 240 paper clips. So for a pair of gloves, it is just under 500. But again, we did ignore some math, and this is just a rough count. So I think it's close, somewhere between 250 and 300 paper clips per glove, which might not sound like a whole lot, but you see how slow it is putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 ring after the next, after the next, after the next. Jelly cube math. All right, we had to really work to get this formula in Excel spreadsheet to actually function properly, and I had to hand draw a bunch of jelly cubes to verify that the numbers were right to get it to work, but it did finally work. So this right here is a 3 by 3 by 3, which means it has 174 rings in it. But the thing about a jelly cube is exponential growth. It gets a shitload bigger every time you add extra rows. So, for example, let's say that you got a 6 by 6 by 6 because it's a cube. So let's use our rings here. And let's pretend that that is a full jelly cube. That is a 3 by 3 jelly cube. And I want to do a 6 by 6. That means I have to add 3 on the top, 3 on the side, but then I need 3 on top of that one. Oh, but we ain't done yet because I also need another 3 and another 3. And we got to complete the square. And that, unfortunately, is still not a 6 by 6 by 6. So it's going 6 by 6 this way. Oh, yeah, it is. So a 3 by 3 by 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times smaller than a 6 by 6 by 6. And that does not include the middle connector rings attaching each of the 3 by 3 cubes together, which is a lot. So a 3 by 3 by 3 cube is 174. A 6 by 6 by 6 cube, which is what Jacob is, which is downstairs, is 1,752 rings. A 20 by 20, that's as big as I've gotten so far, is a 1752. A 20 by 20 by 20 cube is 75,280 rings, which might seem like a scary number. But this goddamn American flag that we started is going to be 96,000 when it's done. We're going to need a long time with that American flag. Now, for those of you who are really curious, and since I got the formula figured out, I actually plugged this into the spreadsheet for all the way to 100 by 100 by 100. A 100 by 100 by 100 jelly cube is over 8 million rings. So if I wanted to have a cube that was 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet, which would be cool as hell looking, I would need to put 200,000 rings on a 1 cube every year for the next 40 years to get a 100 by 100 by 100. Because exponential growth sucks. Now, if I use these rings, it's also a lot better. So, like, this is only 174, and this is the same size as Jacob. Jacob is pure paper clips, much smaller rings, and Jacob is 1,700 rings. So if I really do want to make a big one, I kind of need to use the 14 gauge steel. Otherwise, I will, unfortunately, die of old age. It is just a fact. I am not physically capable of doing 200,000 rings a year for the next 40 years, and I don't think you guys are going to wait that long. But there technically is no limit to how big you can make the jelly cube. All you need is a shitload of time and rings, and you can just make it bigger and bigger and bigger until it collapses your floor and falls on you and kills you. If I had 40 people who all knew what they were doing and each was capable of adding 200,000 rings a year, it would still take us a year. Yeah. For what it's worth, I can get about 400 rings this size out of one spool of this 14 gauge steel, and this only cost me, it was like $3 something pre-tax, so let's just say $4 to make it easier. So each ring is basically a penny, so whatever 8 million pennies is into dollars, okay, I'm not that stupid, 80 grand, so it costs 80 grand to buy enough wire to even make the damn thing. And even 200,000 a year is stretching it. That would be a lot of work, 200,000 rings a year. I mean, is it doable? Yes. Would I want to kill myself? Yes. So it doesn't matter if you're using 14 gauge steel, or you're using aluminum, you're using paper clips, whatever you're using. The answer is the same. You're going to need yourself a metal rod of some kind. You're going to need yourself a piece of wire of some kind. And then you're going to do step 2, which is wrap around metal rod. And then cut. Get about 8 rings per paperclip of that size. But we we are finding nails, because nails are cheap. I got like 6 of these bad boys today for like $2.50. That's a hell of a deal. I don't know what I'm going to do with the other stack of them, but I can do some damage with that thing. Oh, Lordy. Look at this thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I got a bunch of them. You never know when you need more metal rods. Like I said, I also bought a curtain rod. I literally go through the hardware store looking for anything that could work as a metal rod. And you would be surprised. Now, for those of you going, well, you can just buy metal rods, you are correct. You can just also go to the hardware store and buy literal metal rods. But the stupidity of it is, one little 6-foot piece of this material, which is just steel for welding purposes, is like 10 times the price of just buying a whole pack of these bad boys of varying sizes. So why? Why would I keep buying these? Maybe so I can know what size my rings are, but I don't care that much. There's my other ring. Okay, so these rings are that size. What I think I should do, since I have a fresh spool of wire here, is I actually bought 3 of these. I think I should do the red, white, and blue jelly cube with the even bigger rings so that it's an even bigger cube. Oh, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. But not tonight, obviously, because I can only powder coat one color and it takes about an hour. And I'm going to have to build a jig first because I can't just throw the whole spool of wire in the powder coating rig. It will not work that way because that's not how powder coating works. Damn it. I'm going to have to spend like $50 building a damn jig just to powder coat one project. Ugh. That kind of sucks, but I'll figure it out. What are we doing? We're debating on another jelly cube, DW. Because I had an idea to make an American flag jelly cube with one side blue, the middle rings the white stars, and then the middle rows red and white. If there was a jelly cube the size of a grown man, it would be even bigger than a 100 by 100 by 100, which I said is 8 million, so I don't know how many rings that would be, but a lot. It would be a lot. You'd need an army. You'd need an army. You should not drink paint. That is very bad for you. Very bad for you. I would be an owl in my wallet? What? I'm lost. How long have we been live? I think this was actually a pretty long show. Does it not tell me where's my... Oh, shoot. Yeah, we've been live for a while now. It is not Friday yet, but I am going to go eat some dinner and figure out who won the jelly cube tonight so that I can let them know. Don't drink nail polish, man. What's wrong with y'all? This is not a self-harm channel. I mean, I get stabbed a lot, but I'm not doing it intentionally. Yeah, we can do a flower. We do flowers all the time. But it's dinner time. I'm going to go rest my hands. And I will be on tomorrow. But I don't know what time. But hopefully I have enough time to figure out the math on how to make an American flag jelly cube. And then I can figure out a way to build a jig like I did for the paper clips, but for the 14-gauge steel. Now, I could scavenge from the paperclip jig, but then the paperclip jig holes would be too big and it wouldn't work for the paperclip, so we're not going to do that. I'll see if I got enough aluminum pieces left to make another one just for the 14-gauge. Ugh. I'll figure it out. All right, later, y'all.